Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to That's Football. We're live with our first watch along actually of the weekend on this channel. Yesterday I would have done Chelsea and Liverpool games, but they sort of Man United's disaster class against Leicester sort of sandwiched it, which made it impossible. So Everton against West Ham, looking forward to this game in more ways than one. I think that Everton now, with some of these key players back, are a team certainly to watch under Benitez. And they have got an opportunity today to go ahead of Manchester United. Man United are in 5th at the moment with 14 points. Everton were to win this, they'd go top 4 with 17 points. So they're on the same points as Manchester United at the moment. On top, you know, I personally think this will probably be a draw. I might go 2-2 actually. But if West Ham were to find a win, they'd go level with United and Everton on 14 points. So it's congestion if that happens. Arsenal play tomorrow. Somebody said, what about Arsenal? Arsenal play tomorrow. Crystal Palace, an opportunity to go 1 point behind United and get right in the mix in the race for top 4. Which, as a United fan, I would say at the moment, that's the best we can hope for is 4th place at the moment. So, yeah, very interested to see how it's going to pan out. But yes, Everton versus West Ham. Let's have a look at the team news. There is another game today. It's Tottenham against Newcastle. I think a lot of people are putting a lot of focus on that Tottenham-Newcastle game. I personally chose to do this as a watch-along because I think Tottenham are boring as shit, and so are Newcastle. And effectively, Newcastle haven't spent any money yet. They haven't got a new manager yet, so I don't think Newcastle are that interesting to watch. What I do think is if Spurs beat Newcastle, Bruce will get the sack, which is going to happen any time anyway. I think the new owners just don't want to sack him without giving him a game. And they are in a relegation battle, Newcastle, so if they lose, I think they will sack him, which after 8 games and only 3 points would probably be sackable form anyway. So keep your eye on that one. I think if Newcastle lose, Bruce gets the sack. Can I tickle Alfie Kinsella? I'll tell you what you can do. You can piss off. Thanks for the super chat, highlighting you're a twat. But thank you very much for that. So yeah, I'm going to give you the team news now. We're about 7 minutes away from the kick-off of this game. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and smash a like on the video. We've got a few watch-alongs coming up for you. In fact, it's 3 days in a row. So what we missed out on yesterday because of United game, we make up over the next 3 days on this channel. We've got Arsenal Palace tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We've got Liverpool Atletico Madrid Tuesday night, Champions League, 8 o'clock. And Friday night, I think we've got Arsenal Villa, a Friday night match. So lots to get involved with on the channel this week. And of course, FIFA Career Mode will return tomorrow. Weekends don't normally do any FIFA. So let's go into the team news. And I've got to say, first of all, I am actually really looking forward to this game. I'm sure there's many United fans feel the same. I need some therapy. I love football and I just need some escapism. And having watched and endured Manchester United start the season, I just actually want to watch a game of football where I can switch off and not think about United and hopefully see a bit of an identity, which I think actually, to be fair, both these teams actually do have. So, Pickford in goal for Everton, Coleman, Godfrey, Keane and Digne, Townsend, Doucouré, Allan and Iwobi with Gray and Rondon. Actually, there is no return for Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison, which is quite surprising, actually. I don't know why that is. I'm actually very shocked by that. I presumed that Calvert-Lewin would be back. He was nearly back for the United game and 2 weeks off, and I thought Richarlison would be back as well. So I'm quite surprised by that. Maybe somebody in the chat can let me know. Yerry Mina's on the bench. I presume Richarlison's probably something to do with coming back from Brazil game late. So I presume that might be something to do with it. Mantan says I'm just a bit tired, you know. Okay, got some weird thoughts. Apparently they're both still injured. Mo Salah's playing fantastically well at the moment, Kieran. They're both still injured at the moment, which is interesting because I thought that Calvert-Lewin was very nearly in contention to play United, which was 2 weeks ago. So interesting. And Richarlison is injured as well. Okay, so they're both injured. I mean, look, if Everton can get a result with Rondon up front, fair play. That probably puts West Ham slight favourites for me, but Yerry Mina on the bench is a bit of a surprise as well. Maybe that's to do with international jet lag. West Ham, Fabianski in goal, Johnson, Zuma, Ogbonna and Cresswell, Soucek and Rice, Bowen, Benrahma, Fornells and Antonio. I can tell you for my fantasy Premier League team, I've not done too bad. I don't know about you lot, I haven't done too bad. I had Lukaku as captain, he didn't deliver. I've got Ronaldo, he didn't deliver. But I did deliver quite a few clean sheets. Brighton goalkeeper, Connor Cody, and somebody else, one of my defenders, did well. Got Salah in there as well. Got Damari Gray, and nothing wrong with being gay. Nothing wrong with a slip of the tongue. Nothing wrong with being gay, but he's called Damari Gray. And I've got Damari Gray for Everton playing in my fantasy Premier League team, and I've got Antonio playing in my fantasy Premier League team as well. So hopefully we'll get some goals. I think that's what we want to see. We want to see some goals. And look, this is why I'm always grateful for doing these streams, because I'm so fed up with Manchester United. And look, no, I don't want any sympathy. I'm sure if you're not a United fan, Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, it's not like we haven't all been through this in the last few years at some point. But I'm just fed up of United. They're so shit to watch. They're boring to watch. We've got no identity, and this is one of my big things at the moment. I just cannot stand the way we play football. All the gear and no idea. And look, I don't expect United to win titles. I expect us to challenge for titles. That's a dream at the moment. But I do expect us to play a brand of football. Everton will play a brand of football. Moyes will play a brand of football. Everton fans welcoming David Moyes there. Obviously did a fantastic job for them at Everton. Akil says, I have Ollie here with me. I've given him a piece of paper and a pen and told him to take notes. Hopefully he'll have studied them for Atalanta, says Akil. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $ if you so wish, and please do subscribe. We'll go through some of your comments. I will be on the 8 o'clock show, SDA. It's going to be a bumper show tonight on the United Stand, because it's going to be a big Ollie in or Ollie out debate. So it's going to be a big show. Keep your eye on the United Stand tonight from 8 o'clock. In fact, it might start earlier than that. We might go live from 7. We'll see what happens, because I've got quite a few things I want to get through in that show, and I want it to be very interactive with the viewers as well. So we'll probably do it through StreamYard, because StreamYard, if people are doing chats, we can put them up on the screen so people can read them. So it's going to be a big, it's not going to be a mass debate, Manny. It's going to be a big debate. Do you think we're going to perform well against Liverpool, Mark, says Pulse? Look, in relation to Manchester United, I'm never going to say I want United to lose to Liverpool so Ollie gets the sack. I'm not going to do that. I think any fan that does that is not really a fan. And they'll go, well, I think it's best for United if Solskjaer gets sacked. Jog on. You know nothing about this football club. If you think losing to Liverpool is acceptable on any circumstance, you're not a United fan. So if we lose to Liverpool, he gets the sack, and that's good for United, fine. But I don't ever want to lose to Liverpool. It's just, that takes away what football is. And a Liverpool fan would agree. I don't think a Liverpool fan would like to lose to United at Old Trafford to get rid of a manager. At Anfield to get rid of a manager. Do I think United could lose to Liverpool? Of course they could, but I'll guarantee you this now, and you can clip it up. There is no way that Liverpool will come to United next week and smash us. They won't. It's a derby. I know it's not Liverpool and Manchester are separate cities, but it's the closest thing you're going to get to a derby in the Premier League that's not a derby. Liverpool Man United is a rivalry, and I've seen Liverpool teams, when United were brilliant, get results against us. It's a leveller, and I would say as an early guess this will be a draw between United and Liverpool, because I think Ollie will play not to lose. Do you think Klopp could give Ollie the sack just like he did to Jose? Says My Big Melons. Well, he could do, but I don't think we'll lose to Liverpool. And Andrew C says, Mark, trust me, last year Ollie got out of sticky patch. This time he won't. I see us losing versus Liverpool, City and Chelsea. Draws against Arsenal, Tottenham. That's best case scenario. Worst case, we lose them all. Next game's Ollie's out, says Andrew C. And what do you think of Chelsea apparently playing boring football? Look, I do want to. I appreciate that brilliant super chat there from Azalar. Really want to say, although I didn't do a watch along, I did watch bits of the game yesterday. And I was ultimately very impressed with Brentford, but also massively impressed by Chelsea. And as I said, look, their man of the match without doubt was clearly Mendy in goal. But I've seen a performance like that when Man United beat Arsenal at the Emirates probably 2, 3, 4 years ago. And, Arsenal fans were going mad. Oh, we should have won that game. No, you shouldn't. David De Gea was world class, and he plays for Man United. So finish better, or buy yourself a keeper like that so you don't concede. But Brentford deserved something out of the game yesterday in relation to how well they played. But really, you've got to praise the way Chelsea won it. To win 1-0 again in those circumstances, that's title. That's a title contender for you. I'm not saying Chelsea are going to win the league. That's a title contender. You win those sort of games like that away from home, where a good team, Brentford, gave them a really good going over, and they came away with 3 points. That's title contending team in a sentence. That was my. I think I tweeted it afterwards. So if I was Chelsea, I'd be very happy with that. It's a title contending performance. It was magnificent. Mark, how do you have the heart to watch Premier League games after United lose a game? I can't get myself to do it. I've always been like this, the football gurus. It's like getting back on a horse, isn't it? You know, I love football, and it's my escapism is to... Look, if I spend my time just watching United games, I'm never going to enjoy football. We play shit. We've got no identity. We are boring. At least watching a game like this, I can escape into it, and I am completely neutral in this game. I'm just going to enjoy the game and, you know, try and enjoy the sport I love. Because United are dreadful. So it's escapism for me. We've got rid of the greatest managers in the history of football and haven't improved yet. You really think getting rid of Ollie will make us progress, says the Skip. I think if you watch football, mate, the team he picked yesterday should be beating Leicester, and it never ever looked like it was going to. I agree with you. I think the coach, the ownership of United is absolutely terrible, but yesterday was about coaching. It really was. Anyway, good start to this game. I think, what's your score predictions then? Everton against West Ham. We've had a couple of minutes already. I think we're going to see a good end-to-end game. I think they're very, very equal in ability, and good. You know, Moyes has done a great job at West Ham. Benitez is a good coach. Great cross in there. Antonio is probably a little bit slow in anticipating, but it's a lovely cross from the left by Cresswell. And I think if Antonio had anticipated this a little bit quicker, yeah, he's never getting on the end of that, to be fair. But it's a sighter, it's a starter. So yeah, I'm going to go 2-2. Sorry, the clock has started. I just haven't turned it on. Sorry. There we go. There you go. There's the clocky. Clockbridge. 4-0 Everton. It could go that way. But hopefully we'll see a few goals, especially for Antonio and Damari Gray, because I've got them in my fantasy Premier League team. But I'm just very disappointed with United. But I'm very glad we have got Liverpool next week. I know some people think that's a bit sadistic, but it is Halloween. But Halloween's 2 weeks today, isn't it? Actually, we don't deserve to have Norwich at home next week, so we can beat Norwich and everyone goes, Ollie's back at the wheel. You know. Aaron says Clockbridge without the L. Yeah, well done. Cable, who is a Man City fan, makes a good point. Is fourth place up for grabs? Well, it is at the moment. I mean, I think I like many people, said that top four was nailed down in whatever order it would be: Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United. I still think United will get top four. I mean, look, whether you're a United fan or you're a United hater, I think we're all united by the fact that United team should get top four easily. I mean, it's got bloody Ronaldo in it, Varane in it. De Gea's been world class this season. Pogba, Bruno, you know, that team should easily get top four. But the way things are going at the moment, the big problem United have got is they've got all the gear and no idea. They've got no identity. They've got no style of play, and they're shit. If you look at the West Hams, the Evertons, the Arsenals, the Spurs, you know, you might not find their, you know they're going to lose games, but they do have a style of play. And, even Brentford are only 2 points behind United. Leicester, I think Leicester will come back into it now, definitely. Yeah, I can see. What do you think about Leicester this year? Because they're missing Ndidi, but they actually look quite good yesterday. I think the problem Leicester have got is having to play Europa League football, because Leicester play Brentford next Sunday. I think that'll be a really interesting game. Leicester need to go and win their next game, and the last game you want next in the Premier League is Brentford away. So that's a difficult game for Leicester against Brentford next week. And it doesn't get any easier for Brentford. They've got Leicester, Brighton, Arsenal, their next 3 games, and then they've got Leeds, and then they've got Chelsea. So I don't think there are many easy games in the Premier League anymore, to be fair. I think that it's very difficult to go on a run of 3 or 4 wins in a row unless you're a Chelsea, a Liverpool or a City. So I think it's going to be quite an interesting race for the European spots beyond those 3. But West Ham have started off this game a lot better. And they are pushing here. Oh, he's in down the right-hand side. Bowen cuts it back. Oh, well in by Coleman. West Ham fans are kicking themselves here. Yeah, United are not playing on Halloween. We're playing on 5:30 on the Saturday the 30th against Spurs. So, yeah, but a good start to the game. Very end-to-end. But West Ham getting the better of it at the moment. They're looking the better team. Which probably doesn't surprise me because I think this is basically West Ham's best side, isn't it? Whereas for Everton, Yerry Mina's not playing. And I presume that's because he played international football probably on Friday nights. Lovely run here by West Ham. And again, Everton with the last-ditch tackle. We will be doing Arsenal versus Palace tomorrow, which is why I said Arsenal briefly there. Yeah, if you're interested, United's next 3 Premier League games are Liverpool at home, Spurs away, and Man City at home. So it's not easy. It's not easy for United. It could be a miserable run up to Christmas, to be fair. I'm scared that Arsenal will be in the same points as us or even have more after our hard run of games. Very realistic, Martial FC. Very realistic. If Everton were to get a result, we're down to 6th. Listen, you might not agree, but Man United are back. Wally needs to be backed and get a new contract. He's absolutely superb, says Bartek. We've just given him a new contract, mate. And I mean, I know you're trying to wind us up, but we've literally just given him a new contract. But a good start to this game, a nice tempo, and West Ham are definitely getting the better of it. I think that we're going to have a very interesting... I mean, I'm trying to switch my mind off from United at the moment. We're going to have a very interesting run of games over the next few weeks because, we've got one more international break, which I know people don't really want. But then, I mean, basically, you've just got lots and lots of games now coming up for teams. And as I said, it's very difficult when Brentford are doing well, Brighton are doing well, Villa are doing okay. It's hard for these West Hams and Evertons and Leicesters to really build any momentum, and Arsenal, because you're always playing somebody difficult. I mean, apart from probably Watford, Norwich, maybe Southampton, Newcastle, there's not really that many games where you think, oh, we'll win that. Like I said, Leicester beat United yesterday, and you think now they're going to go on a good run. Brentford away next week is a horrible game for them to have to play, especially when they're playing Thursday night in the Europa League. So I think it'll be a very difficult game for them. What? So Everton have barely been. As much as I said it was an end-to-end game, it's not. I think Benitez will be a little bit worried here actually, because they've really not got forward at all, Everton. And again, it's another kick in the teeth for United because West Ham have really dominated Everton. And we never did that. Although we did play well against them the first hour. But Everton are massively missing Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin. And I think they've done very well to get the points they've got. Oh, that's got to be a foul, ref. He's going to give it. Michael Keane's late on Antonio. And I think he's going to give a yellow card as well. Good call by the ref. It was late. Thoughts on the Chelsea versus Brentford game? I've already spoken about it, URL, but thanks for the super chat. I mean, fantastic result for Chelsea. I wouldn't say anything negative about them. Wow, your keeper was man of the match, so you were lucky. We bought that keeper. I don't disagree with that. I thought it was a great result for them. I thought Brentford were unlucky, but it's a great result for Chelsea. It's a title contending result. Mark, as a Villa fan, could we please have no mention of this week? I don't want to be reminded of yesterday, says Alex Byrne. You know what, Aram? I'm going to have to talk about that because I didn't notice any results from yesterday apart from Brighton 0-0 with Norwich and obviously the Liverpool, United and then Chelsea games. I don't know what Villa did yesterday, so I'm going to have a look. Ollie has got me to the same stage Josie had. I'm bored of football. I struggle to watch other teams or even play FIFA. Not much hope for the season, says Aram. And Mark, bring me to United. I can get a consistent style of play. Would Tarkovsky in the current squad can go places, says Sean Deitch. And thanks for those super chats. Nothing happened with the free kick from West Ham, but they've just put a cross into the box. They've still got the ball here. Cresswell, Antonio gets onside. Clearance and shot over the bar. Kazan says, as a Chelsea fan, it sucks to see Ronaldo hopeless. I don't think people are going to, let that slide. I don't think they are. Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a Manchester United player. He is a Manchester United player, but he's an enigma. He's a legend. And even people in the Premier League who don't like United love Ronaldo. And certainly around the world. They won't like this. Call it Brand Ronaldo, call it Ronaldo FC, or just call it Ronaldo Appreciation Society. They won't like the fact that he is being, suffocated by a shit system. So, I get that. Obviously, as a United fan, I'm absolutely floored by it. But he's just wasting Ronaldo. We're not playing to his strengths at all. And, these idiots who say he's got to press. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. You don't buy Diego Maradona or, Eusebio or Zidane and say you press from the front. They're icons. You build a team, if people are saying you need to build a team around Paul Pogba, what are you supposed to do with the team around Ronaldo? You play a system to get the best out of one of the best players that's ever played the game. It amazes me that I'm waking up this morning to certain United fans going, Ronaldo needs to do more, he's not working hard enough. He's a bloody icon. Icon player. You build your team around Ronaldo's and Messi's. You don't tell him to run around more when he's never really done it in the first place. He's got Ballon d'Ors, Champions League winners' medals, and he's never run around a lot. Maybe look at getting the best out of him instead of trying to change him into Chris Wood. Anyway, as you said, I missed a few results yesterday. Southampton did beat Leeds 1-0. I think Bielsa's under pressure, isn't he? He is under pressure. It's interesting. Let's just see what happens with this cross for West Ham. It's all West Ham in the first 12 minutes here. Everton are really struggling. Not doing anything on the attack at all. But a good win for Southampton. You wonder about Bielsa's future, don't you? You do wonder about his future. We'll also talk about Newcastle's next manager in a moment. But just checking on the results from yesterday. And Southampton were well worth their win. Leeds had 3 shots and none on target. So it was domination from Southampton and they well deserved that game. Brentford, obviously Chelsea, we know. Norwich 0-0 with Brighton. Man City beat Burnley. Villa losing 3-2 at home to Wolves is really weird. Connor Cody scored. Neves with the late winner. But the interesting thing for Everton is they were 2-0 up. They were bloody 2-0 up. My God. You'd be fuming, Villa fans. They're 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go and they lose 3-2. Bloody hell. That is a shocker. That is a shocker. Yeah, you'd be right to be mightily pissed off with that one, I'm afraid. Yeah. Hi Mark, do you think if Kane's performances continue, will it affect teams wanting to buy him in the future? Says Michael Kennedy. You know what? It's like a petulant little child, isn't it? He's clearly not trying as much as he was, Harry Kane. He's not. Look, whether it's trying or not, he's playing crap, and obviously that's a lot to do with his failed move in the summer. But professionally, he needs to start playing well because there's only one winner. If he doesn't, no one will buy him, like you say. Mark, why can't you go to one of these meetings with fans debating Neville and Carragher? I'd be so thrilled if you asked them the real question, says Max. Mate, I'm not sitting in the crowd of one of these bloody overlaps and, being treated like a peasant. Oh, let's see what this fan's got to say while they sit on a stage. As footballers, I respect them. As footballing opinions, I don't think their opinions are any better than a fan. So why should I be sat in the crowd, wait with my hand up? No. And neither should you. I don't think that these ex-players should be held upon a pedestal because I think their opinions are shocking. So, no, I'm not going to do that. If they want to sit down on a stage and have a chat, which I've done with Ryan Giggs and I do it every week with Paul Ince, why should I sit in a crowd and put my hand up to ask a question of Gary Neville or Jamie Carragher? No, that's not the world we live in anymore. Sky have been very clever there. Oh, we're all about fan opinion. Let's stick the fans in the crowd and put the player pundits on the stage. It's a very, very, very clear class divide to me. That is still saying your opinion's not important as the people on the stage. Well, I think that's wrong. I think we've seen over the last 5 years that fan opinion is right up there. So I'm not sitting in a bloody crowd. Mark, I've done that one from Max. And Mark, do you think of Middlesbrough, Goldbridge? And do you think Salah is the best player in the world? Ollie, as a United fan, you know I don't like Liverpool. That's the way it should be. But you also know I'm not going to be bitter and twisted about rival players. We're not in a position as a club to be that arrogant. And I think that, I've said it before, I don't like the fact that Mo Salah plays for Liverpool, but I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. I don't know whether it's because he's Egyptian or whatever. I think if he was Brazilian or French, he would get, from a traditional footballing nation, I think he'd get a lot more credit. But without doubt, Salah's one of the best players in the world, isn't he? What do you think Ollie and his pals did over the international break? I think they had a lads' holiday in Norway when they should be learning coaching, says I'll man your chest. Okay, I don't know what he did, but he certainly didn't make any tactical changes or read a book on tactics. I'm not doing a Newcastle versus Watchalong, Newcastle versus Tottenham Watchalong, no, because I wanted to watch this game, so I'm doing a watch-along with this, and then I've got a big show on the United stand tonight, so to do another watch-along, I think I'd be too tired for the show tonight. And plus, Newcastle Spurs, I get it, Newcastle have been taken over, but they've not bought anyone, they've not got a new manager, and Spurs are boring, so it'll probably be 4-4, but it's not a game that really interests me. I'll keep an eye on it, and I'll probably do a match reaction video afterwards on here, but I'm not doing a watch-along for that. Big show on the United stand tonight, like I say. Thanks for subscribing, Sayam. It's still 0-0 here. Everton gradually starting to find the way into the game, but West Ham have had the better of it so far. Donny should definitely move in January. I mean, I've almost forgotten that Donny van der Beek's a Manchester United player now. Shocking, isn't it, really? That, he doesn't get used. Do you think this season Bruno plays a little bit further up, or that's made? Jay, I think Bruno's definitely. I've noticed Bruno's playing almost like a second striker, but I don't know whether he was always doing that. I don't think he was. But it's definitely something I've noticed. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. I'm sorry I went quiet there. I've got some quite exciting news. Return of the Mac, or should I say Rick. Return of the Rick. Ricky's on the 8 o'clock show tonight. He's just messaged me saying, can I come on? Now, he's sort of gone into semi-retirement. He wasn't going to do social media anymore. He's just messaged me saying, can I come on the 8 o'clock show? So it's the return of Ricky tonight on the United Stand. If you know, you know. Have you watched season 3 of You? I'm hungover, says Gilfie. No. And... do you think Ollie will use Scotty as a right centre-back in a back three because he plays there for Scotland? I hope not, Scooby-Doo. I think United might go into a back five, but I hope not. I really do. I'm very excited about that show. I was very excited about it anyway, but Ricky on the show is going to make it very interesting. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. West Ham on the attack again here. Been a bit disappointed by Everton so far, and as the home side, I'm sure... the Goodison faithful are probably feeling the same as well. They've not got themselves going at all in this game. But then again, credit to West Ham, they've been the more dominant team. Do you think Donny will stay if Ollie leaves? Says Deep. I think he'd get given a chance if he left. Cross in the box. Pickford gets it, punches it away. Yeah, please subscribe. We're on the road to 560,000. We're currently on 557,750. So we're 250 away from 558,000. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. What's That's Football? Well, it's a YouTube channel where everyone can get involved. We do lots of watch-alongs, sort of match reactions, discussions on, football issues. So the thing is, everybody's welcome. So make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Bloody hell, look at that. Passes in the final third. 12 for Everton, 56 for West Ham. It is a domination of West Ham at the moment. Who do you think is better, Salah or Benzema? Says Well, they're very different players for a start. I think Benzema is another underrated player who's getting a lot of credit at the moment. I mean, Benzema's a fantastic number 9. I think Benzema in the same team as Salah would be a sight to behold. But who would I rather have? Salah. Do you think Bruno and Kevin De Bruyne is actually close, or is Kevin De Bruyne clear? And who do you think Newcastle next manager will be? Says Ollie. Let's watch Everton on this attack first, and I'll come back to that one. I mean, I thought Mourinho's comment, oh, nice ball into the box to Decore, cuts it back to Iwobi. Why, he's shite, isn't he? He really is crap, Iwobi. I can't believe. I mean, Arsenal must wake up smiling every day. They actually got money for him. He's such a crap player. Probably score a goal in a minute. But I've never watched Iwobi one game and gone, oh, he's a footballer. He's so bad. So bad. But, I mean, the volley he hit there was going to go well wide as well. Do I fancy Moyes back? I never wanted Moyes in the first place. Moyes is not a top 4 manager. I knew that before we even appointed him. Moyes, this is Moyes' level. The West Hams, the Evertons. Ricky left because he was heartbroken over Dan James, says Mason. And hi Mark, love your content. I wish you were Arsenal rather than United so I could listen to actual analysis instead of inaudible screaming of Arteta out after one loss, says Sergeant Stupid. You know what, I actually... the thing I like about this channel is it is a release from United, and obviously I'm never going to not stop supporting United, but I do like to look at other clubs' problems because it takes my eye off the ball of my own club problems. And I'm looking forward to watching Arsenal tomorrow night as well, because what I've noticed with Arsenal over the last few games, and I might get proven wrong on this, but even a year ago I saw the Arteta out t-shirts and I said, what a joke. What an absolute joke. Wind your neck in and have a look at what's actually happening at your football club. You're not Arsenal with Henry and Vieira anymore. You're Arsenal on a rebuild. And Arteta is certainly a manager that deserves a little bit more time than, being Arteta out a year ago. And I think I look at Arsenal under Arteta now and I think, well, he's actually building a team in his own identity. A lot of Arsenal fans wouldn't have got rid of Leno. He's got rid of Leno to bring Ramsdale in. He's got Ben White there playing with Gabriel. He's brought a new right back in. He's playing Smith Rowe, Odegaard and Saka behind Aubameyang. He's got Partey in the midfield. And he's starting to pick a consistent 11 week in, week out. And, he's not picking the Lacazettes and the Pepes and, the Bellerins and the dodgy centre-backs or Leno, who always seems to make a mistake. He's building a team in his own identity, and it might not work, or it might take some time and work. And I just think Arsenal are building something. And I think Arteta, he's a better coach than Ollie, isn't he? He is. And some people would say, well, he's not, but he's a better coach than Ollie. And what I mean by, coaching is not managering, isn't it? Look at the results. Ollie finished second in the league, Arteta didn't. So you could say Ollie's a better manager. But you can see what Arteta's trying to do on the touchline. You can see the tactical instructions. He obviously does do a lot of coaching. Ollie's admitted he doesn't coach, so how can you call Ollie a coach? He's a manager. Thoughts on Ten Hag as a fit for United, says Jack. Well, we're going to be talking about that on the United Stand tonight, Jack, so maybe join in for that. I do want to talk about the Newcastle manager. Not a lot going on in this game at the moment. We've had 25 minutes. Everton are starting to get back into the game a little bit, really. West Ham had been very dominant with the ball, but Everton looking like what Everton are so far. Toothless. Rondon up front. I mean, he's useless. Next Newcastle manager is going to be interesting. I just want to talk about that. I don't know whether anyone saw about Mourinho. He mentioned his relationship with Bobby Robson, and because of that he's always had an affection spot for Newcastle, but then sort of ruled himself out. I mean, I don't think that was Mourinho ruling himself out. I think that was Mourinho sort of saying it'd be very difficult for me to leave Roma. But Mourinho loves the Premier League. And I don't know. Maybe I'm reading into this the wrong way. I don't know what you think, but I think Mourinho wants that Newcastle job, and the reason doesn't mean he'll get it. I don't know whether that's a good move for Newcastle. By the way, doesn't mean he will get it. But if you're Jose Mourinho, right, you get sacked by Chelsea a few months after winning them the title. You go to Manchester United, you mess that up, even though you do something that Ollie would dream of doing, which is winning some trophies. You go to Spurs, that ends badly, and you end up basically leaving the Premier League because no one wants you. And then Newcastle, with all this money, say, do you want to be our manager? It's redemption with an open checkbook, isn't it? I don't know. I don't think Newcastle will go for Mourinho. I don't think Mourinho will go to Newcastle. But I do think he would. I think if they went for him, he would go. And I know Matthew says you're high. But I just don't think. Why would Mourinho turn that down? I mean, Roma, I'm sure he's going to do a good job at Roma. But the chance to go... I mean, surely for most managers, that's a dream job. ADK says that Iwobi is class. And Hello Everyone says, have you seen what comes up when you Google the word dodgy? As a Spurs fan, I feel personally attacked. I'm sure everyone's going to do that, but there you go. Who do I think will be the Newcastle manager, though? I don't know, because what are their owners? You know, are their owners like Man City's owners who, you know, built a structure, got football people involved, and, you know, or are they, you know, do they have their own ideas? Lovely cross. Oh, he's crap. He's absolutely crap. That's fantasy points gone. Iwobi's rubbish. Iwobi, how is Iwobi even a footballer? He's so bad. I mean, literally, Damari Gray crosses it. He's on level with the 6-yard box and he mishits it. It's lovely play by Damari Gray. Oh my God, it's just terrible. He doesn't miss hit it. He bloody kicks thin air. He megs himself. Who megs themselves on a cross for a tap-in? Absolutely crap. That should be 1-0 to Everton and Damari Gray would have had an assist. I mean, you've got to see that back. Cross from Damari Gray. It's a tap-in. He goes to hit it and nutmegs himself. He's so bad. I've never seen him have a good game. Well done to Arsenal for getting money for Iwobi. I went 2-2, Lennon, but at the moment it's like... It's more likely to be 0-0 than 2-2. So yeah, if you Google dodgy, you get dodgy Spurs defence, apparently. Mark, to be fair, if you went 7 Premier League games in a row without a win, losing to Burnley in the process, you would be fuming as well. We won 1 in 10 games, says Oxnell. No, but I also think that Arsenal fans have got an unrealistic expectation of what you are. You still think you're a top 4 club. You're not. Like, you're not. You should be, but you're not. You are a not a subject. You are a result of your own history. Recent history is that you're not a top 4 club, and you're a long way off being a top 4 club. So, you know, you're going to have to be patient. The trouble with Arsenal fans is they think if they sack Arteta, they're going to get Conte and they're going to be in a title race. It's not going to happen. It's like United. You know, we're talking about a title race. We're not in a bloody title race. We've got no rate. We've got no rate. Mark, who would you sell if you were manager for Man United? You can't say McFred, and are you Ollie out yet? Because I am yesterday, says Barry Hazel. You can't say to somebody, who would you sell from United, but you can't sell McTominay and Fred. Like, here we go. Nice little ball wide. I think he should have had a shot. I don't know why Bowen didn't shoot there. He went wide for the fullback Johnson to put a crap cross in, but here's Iwobi now. It's actually not a bad pass. And there'll be a yellow card there, I think, for... is it Funnels? Yes. Yellow card after half an hour for him. Yeah, Barrett's right. You actually can't sell McFred because no one would buy them, but yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a yellow card tackle on Townsend. So, still 0-0 after half an hour. He's so bad at Iwobi. He's bound to score a worldie in a minute. He's crap. Have you really got nobody in your youth team? He must do wonders in training. Here he is, Iwobi. It's not a bad cross actually. Oh, he actually did all right there. Everton having a bit of possession here. We need a goal in this game. Digne does well. Excuse me. Goal kick. I've got an Iwobi agenda. No, I haven't. It's not an agenda. It's a bit like Leno. I said this to Arsenal fans. I don't rate Leno, and I used to get it all the time. Oh, he's a great goalkeeper. Every time I used to watch Arsenal, it felt like every time I watched him, he'd make a big mistake. And Iwobi, I've never watched him have a good game. He must do it on the non-televised games. Look, I'll put my hands up. If Iwobi plays well in the games I don't watch, fair play. But I think he's crap. I've always thought he's crap. Lukaku gets no service, just like Ronaldo. Well, you know what? Lukaku hasn't really scored lots of... I think his last 2 games he hasn't scored, has he? Because he's in my fantasy Premier League team. But yeah, you know, the Ronaldo and Lukaku are totally different. You know, Ronaldo's a much better player than Lukaku, but Lukaku is a top striker. And yes, you do need to provide him with the service. He hasn't scored in his last 4, apparently, says Aaron. Does Ollie know his best 11? Says S. Ahmed. Yeah, he does know his best 11. It's nobody else's best 11. You know, Ollie's the guy who's going to a wedding, right? And he goes into his wardrobe and he's got to put a suit on for the wedding. Yeah, he's got a lovely navy Hugo Boss suit. You know, he's got Savile Row shirts. He's got loads of beautiful suits, right? You know what Ollie puts on? He puts his favourite. He puts what he thinks he looks best in, a clown suit, and he goes to the wedding. Ollie's got the tools. Unfortunately, he thinks what's best is what nobody else is thinking is best. You know, he does think that McTominay and Fred are his best midfield too. He does think that the best way for United to play is counter-attacking football with long balls. He does think it's a good idea not to have a style of play or play patterns or tempo football. I wouldn't even give him the credit of saying he doesn't know what his best 11 is. I think he does. It's just not the best 11 anyone else would pick. It's too long. Yeah, Ricky is back on tonight, John. He's just messaged me. It's been too long with Ollie for you to start saying, does he still know what his best 11 is? He's been here 3 years. For a year, he's been consistently picking a terrible side. Here we go. This could be a goal. What a save by Pickford. It'll still be a goal. It's Souček. It's offside. Oh, he can't believe it. He's so unhappy. He's so distraught. Bowen with a lovely shot. Pickford with a fantastic save. Souček follows it in, hits it high into the net, but he is offside. Let's have a look at this back again. It would have only been what West Ham deserved. Yeah, he's definitely offside from the follow-up. Lovely save by Pickford. Lovely finish by Souček, but he was offside. Jeannie says, damn it, Souček is in my fantasy Premier League team. Twitch is back tomorrow, Himanshu, so it'll be 3 o'clock tomorrow back with Twitch. Got an interview with Romano and then we'll be straight onto Twitch tomorrow. I sometimes will do a Twitch weekend stream, but obviously when there's lots of football on, it's just difficult to find the time. And I think I'm going to be back on Twitch doing late 9 streams again, doing things like, I think I might be doing like Red Dead Redemption or something like that, but we'll see. We'll see. Nice little flick there. And ref's gone back for a free kick. 28 million! says Levi. They paid for Iwobi. Apparently, Damari Gray only cost 1 million from Leicester, says Big J's. I don't know whether that's true or not, but no, it's 40 million for Iwobi. My God, it gets worse. It gets worse. There will be Champions League watch-alongs, Vigna, yes. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're getting very close to 558,000. We're about 150 away. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're doing this watch-along. We've got Arsenal Palace tomorrow. Then we've got Liverpool Atletico Madrid Tuesday. And we've got Arsenal Villa on Friday night. In fact, I was going to look at what's coming up next weekend as well, because Saturday we're doing Chelsea Norwich as well. So yeah, Chelsea Norwich on Saturday at 12:30, and then obviously it's the big one on Sunday. It's Man United against Liverpool. Looking forward to that. Following weekend, Leicester play Arsenal at 12:30. Man United play Spurs at 5:30. Simone. Shimone. Very interesting. Very interesting run of weeks. Yeah, I've been a bit disappointed with Everton in this game. I don't know what your thoughts are, but they it's like they're playing with 10 men with Rondon up front. Can you stop coming in and out, because that light just shines all over my face. Gray was 1.5 million from Leverkusen. How much did they pay Leicester? Everton. How much did Everton play Leicester for Damari Gray? Did you see Salah's goals and assists? I did. Liverpool are doing very well at the moment, Nathan Allen. If we lose to Liverpool, City, Chelsea draw with Tottenham and Watford, do you think we'll make top four? Says Raven. Cross comes in, another corner. You know what? In relation to United, I mean, we're talking about a lot of this on the United stand tonight. It'd be interesting to see what people like Ricky have got to say. But ultimately, I think if United lose to Liverpool, he probably should get the sack. Like, it would be 1 point from 12. You're Manchester United, you've got Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, you're taking 1 point from 12. That's totally on the coach. So you've just lost at home to Liverpool, our biggest rival, and, you know, destroyed any hope of a title. You know, that's what this season's all about. You'd have to go. Oh, I tell you what, Everton are throwing their bodies on the line here. 2 blocks in the box and then they clear it. We've got Sancho for right wing, but now Greenwood is a better right winger. And if Ollie isn't good enough to manage any other Premier League club, how is he good enough to coach United, says Anabav? Well, it's a very good point. Lovely play by West Ham. Cross comes to the back post. He'll hit that. Oh, he should have scored, you know. He should have scored, you know. Fornell's in the box, went for the R1 finesse finish and put it wide. It's a good point by Abanaf, and many United fans have said this. He wouldn't get a job at any other club in the Premier League. If all of them had a job, would they go for Ollie? No. I've never really had a problem with that, because I know why he got the job. He got the job because he's an ex-United player. We sacked Mourinho mid-season and we needed somebody to come in and just steady the ship. And he did more than that. And therefore he got offered the full-time job. But the board messed that up. The fans have got every right to sing Ollie's at the wheel, give him a job. I've got no problem with that. I said that. But the board should have waited till the summer, because the minute we gave him the contract in March, we went on a crap run. So, you know, I think that the board have made huge errors again. Who's going to win the Ballon d'Or? Says V. I think Messi's going to win it, but I would give it to Lewandowski. Jack, if they replaced Ollie with Southgate, I would stop watching Manchester United. I think I'd just get my results from BBC website. I couldn't watch United under Southgate. I couldn't do that. I mean, literally, I just couldn't. No. S. Ahmed says, why are Ollie's in-game subs so questionable? Why is his tactics so questionable? Do you think Ollie will have a job before Christmas as MUFC? I think United's fixtures in December are quite good, so I wouldn't go as far as Christmas. I think if he's in a job at the start of December, he'll be in a job by the end of the season. It's more about whether he can get through the next 6 weeks. Can you do Halloween horror games, says Miguel? I can, but make sure I've got weapons. I'm not doing that bloody Outlast again. How does a manager like Ollie, who has over 10 plus coaching experience, not have a style of play? This is Forever PVM. Good question. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $ if you want to. We'll read those out. And corner to Everton here. See what happens with this. Damari Gray with the cross. Keeper's got hold of that. Where do you think Liverpool will finish in the league, since they're the only unbeaten team left? I know it won't last, but it helps being unbeaten, says Nathan Allen. Here's Declan Rice on a run into Antonio. He fancies the shot. It's terrible. Keep up the good work, Mark. What do you think of the United legends defending their friend Ollie? With him, United will keep playing like cows on laxatives, says Concello. I think it's irresponsible. I did a video on it this morning. I'm sure they won't see it anyway, because that's the way their world works. It's not like they want to listen to anyone else's opinion apart from their own. Yet they want to dictate to millions how you should feel. They've not got the best interests of Manchester United in their hearts. You know, I get accused of all sorts of horrific things which are just not true. So, you know, I sleep fine at night. But the reality is, I have got Manchester United's best interests at heart. I want Manchester United to win. I think the standards are on the floor. I don't think sitting there after a game going, you know, the players have got to do more. There's no identity. You know, the players are played to play football. They're not played to come up with an identity or a tactics or a system. This is totally on the coaches and, you know, ex-players who absolutely went for Van Gaal and Mourinho off way less than this are giving Ollie and his mates a free pass. It's not responsible punditry, it's biased punditry where you're putting your mates before what's best for United. So I'm not impressed by a lot of what's being said, but they can change that. You know, they could come out and say, look, you know, they don't have to be so blunt. They could just come out and tell the truth. It would be good for other clubs in the Premier League if Newcastle went down, says Ivor. Yeah, they're not going to go down though, Ivor, are they? They can spend 200 million if they want to in January, and they'll, you know, Newcastle won't go down. They're a bit powerless until January, though. You know, they've got to go with what they've got. Damari Gray with the cross, headed away. Nearly at half-time here. I think Everton have done well to go in at half-time 0-0, and certainly if I was a West Ham fan, I'd be looking at this game going, we should be in front here. Do you think you should go for Vardy over the in the FPL over Lukaku? Who've Chelsea got at home next week? Norwich? No. Nathan says, where do you think Liverpool will finish? Well, Arsenal will be very worried about Liverpool at the moment because they're the only invincible contender. That could have been a goal for Damari Gray. Corner. I think, look, lots of Liverpool fans are wrong. Lots of Liverpool fans think people were writing Liverpool off. I never wrote Liverpool off. I just said about Liverpool that you have to I can't predict they're going to win the league because they'll definitely be in the top four. But with Liverpool, you just don't know what's going to happen. They're more than capable of winning the league. They've got a team that's won the league and were ridiculously consistent when they won that league. But also last year, how much has that damaged them last year? Because a lot of those players lost a lot of games last year. So where is the mentality of Liverpool this season? Is always, I think there was a question mark about Liverpool. The answer to that question at the moment is that they're absolutely fine. They're focused. They're professional, they're playing well, they've got a fantastic coach, and they've got some world-class players. So at the moment, things are looking very good for Liverpool, and they're certainly looking like a team that's going to be a contender. Do I think they'll go through the season unbeaten? No, I don't. Do I think they'll win the league? I still don't think they're favourites for the league, and I don't think Liverpool fans really want the pressure of being the favourites for the league. I think Liverpool fans and Liverpool are just looking to, keep doing what they're doing. And if they can beat, I don't know what Liverpool's next few fixtures are, but Daniel Gray says, have you seen Ted Lasso, Mark? Highly recommend it. I haven't, because I haven't got Apple TV, so there's a couple of things I want to watch on there, but I haven't got it, so I haven't watched it. So if you look at Liverpool's next few fixtures, we'll talk about this more at half-time, because we're nearly at half-time. In fact, we're going to be at half-time now. We may as well just talk about it at half-time, because it's just blown for the first half there. So 0-0 at half-time. Let me stop the clock. 0-0 at half-time. West Ham certainly had the better of the first 25 minutes. Everton slightly came back into it. Iwobi probably should have made it 1-1, but ultimately it is 0-0 at the moment in this game. Somebody's just talking to me there about United socials. You're wasting your life if you're taking any notice of Manchester United socials. They're just absolutely clueless. Surprised they're not posting about Ronaldo to get a bit of interaction. Actually, that's what they seem to do. Who is winning the league then? Let's have a bit of a chat about who's winning the league. Join in the half-time chat here. We're live on the United Stand tonight. I might start it early. I want to do a longer show. I want to get people involved. I want to get people on guesting on. We know Ricky's going to be on as well, so we might even start at 7 tonight. But we're certainly going to be live up until 9 o'clock. So we'll be chatting away a lot about that. But let's talk about the Premier League. Let's talk about the top four. Let's talk about the title race. I said there about Liverpool. If Liverpool win the league basically spending nothing on players this summer, does that make Klopp the best manager in the world, says Nathan Allen. And hi Mark, do Resident Evil 2 remake really test your memory and enjoyable puzzles? Not that scary either, says Michael Snooks. Thank you very much. Look at Liverpool's next few fixtures. Obviously, take away Champions League football. They've got United next Sunday. Then they've got Brighton at home. Then they've got West Ham away. Then they've got Arsenal at home. And then they've got Southampton at home and Everton. So look, if Liverpool come through those games and they win most of them, then they've already played Chelsea, Man City. They're still up at the top. They're going to be in a title race, aren't they? They've got players who've done it all before, and I certainly think they're a very big contender to win the league this season. Man City are not going to be a team that falls out of this either. I think United, as a United fan, I'll be honest, it's not petulance. We're not in a title race anymore. Look at the title race at the moment. Chelsea got 19 points. Liverpool have got 18 points. Man City have got 17 points. They're the three clubs that are going to win the league this year. Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City are going to win the league. 19, 18, 17. United are on 14. There's already a 5-point gap to Chelsea between United. So United, we're not going to do it. And people will say, well, 5 points is nothing. If you beat Liverpool, you're only a point behind them. We're not in the form to go in a title race. So we're not in a title race. It's going to be between those three clubs. I think Liverpool, they've got some interesting games coming up between now and the end of November. They've got Everton, they've got Arsenal, obviously United next week. But if you look at Chelsea, they've got Norwich, then they've got Newcastle, then they've got Burnley, and then they've got Leicester, and then they've got Manchester United. So you'd look at Chelsea and go, if they win the next four, they're just going to keep extending that gap on everybody else. So I think Chelsea's next few fixtures look quite interesting. And the reason I'm focusing on these next few fixtures is because I think we're hitting that point now where the early season's over. You've got the top three are the top three you would expect. And their next four games really is about getting as many points as you can and just opening up that gap on everybody else and turning it into the title race. I think it's going to be. Man City's next three games, they've got Brighton, then they've got Palace, then they've got United, of course, and then they've got Everton. So Man City, again, I think Chelsea have got the interesting next few games. And wouldn't surprise me if after the next four games, we were in a situation where Chelsea opened up a bit of a gap. Maybe a 4 or 5 point gap, which sounds ridiculous at this point, but when you look at the games that Man City and Liverpool have got, I personally don't think Liverpool will beat United, and I personally don't think Man City will beat United. I think that will be a draw in both games, which is 2 points that Chelsea can make up on both those teams. So it's not inconceivable by the time we sort of hit back end of November that Chelsea are 4 or 5 points clear at the top, which is nothing. In the sense of Liverpool and Man City can certainly overturn that, but it's a good start for Chelsea. So that's what I'm sort of expecting. In relation to United, Arsenal, Spurs, Everton, Leicester, Brentford, Brighton, whoever you think is the team that's fighting for fourth, I think that by Christmas I can see all those teams, United, Arsenal, Leicester, whoever, I think that they're going to be around 10 points, maybe even more clear, back from from Liverpool's and Man City's and Chelsea's. I think those three teams are just going to move away with it. And I think at some point, look, I want to read the comments. How do you think this season's title race is going to go? I think it's going to go with Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool till Christmas. And I think at some point in the new year, we'll lose one or two. It might end up being a one-horse race. I'd love it to be a three-horse race because it'd be more exciting. I want it to be a four-horse race with United, but I'm not an idiot. But I'd love it to stay a three-horse race until April. But it could drop to a two-horse race. Chelsea could drop out, Liverpool could drop out, even Man City could drop out, or one team could just go and take it away. Would it make Klopp the best manager in the world, says Nathan Allen? Martial left wing, Ronaldo striker, Jadon right wing, thought, says Michael. Well, this is the problem with Ollie. He doesn't know what team to pick, does he? Klopp's one of the best managers in the world anyway. The reason I haven't answered that question that you've asked twice, Nathan, is I don't think it really needs an answer. Jurgen Klopp's already one of the best managers in the world. Like, for me, Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola are two of the best managers in the world. You can debate about who should be in there with them, but Jurgen Klopp's already earned that right. The football that Liverpool play is fantastic. He's won the Champions League. He's won the Premier League. He's the first Liverpool manager to win the Premier League. And he's not done it with an open checkbook at Liverpool. Liverpool have probably spent less than everybody, because I think Liverpool have spent money, but look at the money Liverpool made. They made 130 million off Coutinho. So his spend at Liverpool, I dread to think what it is. It's probably not very much at all. So Jurgen Klopp is a brilliant club manager, and I was talking about it this morning. Jurgen Klopp, there was I think it was in a biography or something like that he described. Manchester United was described to him as Disneyland, and that was not a very attractive proposition, because it's a theme park, isn't it? It took Klopp 4 years to win anything at Liverpool, says Sin Games. Do not infect this community with comparisons between Klopp and Ollie, because I know where you're going to go. Well, it took Klopp 4 years to win something. Yeah. Klopp was building something. Klopp had a history. Klopp had a style of play. Do not even go there that we need to give Ollie another year because then he could be Jurgen Klopp. You're not even an ostrich burying your head in the sand. You're just a prat. It's disrespectful. It's absolutely disrespectful. If you want to compare Ollie to a coach, you better start going down to the Championship or League One. There is no coach in the Premier League that deserves to be even compared with Ollie in relation to the football we've played for the last year, but certainly this season. The style of football at Manchester United, you'd need a sat-nav to try and find it, and even a sat-nav wouldn't find it. God knows what our identity is. God knows what style of football he's trying to play. But he said in a press conference on Friday, we need to keep playing this attacking United way football. What is he drinking before he watches Man United play? We're not playing attacking football, Ollie. We haven't got an identity. We're bloody useless. So, I'm not listening to... I've had this for years. Give him time. Give him time. We're back in 1989. Look at Sir Alex. It took him a few years to do it. Yeah. Jurgen Klopp was successful at Borussia Dortmund in a very competitive league. Sir Alex Ferguson broke the Rangers-Celtic axis with Aberdeen and won the title and a European trophy. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer managed Mulder. There's nobody ever should be comparing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer having more time with Jurgen Klopp or Sir Alex Ferguson. Never. I think there's a comparison between Liverpool giving Klopp time, like United gave Sir Alex time, but Ollie's not even in that chat. Problem Ollie is United, we want him to be possession attacking football where he's a counter-attacking manager at best when we are counter-attacking, says Ray Carl Brown-Amori. And Liverpool hasn't won a game against anyone in the top 12 so far this season, but Liverpool fans think they are winning the league, says Jens. Well, that's an interesting point. I didn't even know that. I mean, I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I don't analyse Liverpool that much. But there you go, Liverpool fans. What do you think about that? I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem for them. But I suppose when you think about it, they did draw with Brentford, didn't they? I mean, look, I think it'll be a draw with United. And I don't think Klopp will be very unhappy with a point at Old Trafford, to be honest with you. I think Klopp won the league with Dortmund against Bayern, which is bloody well hard, especially when he had all his best players taken away from him, says Nathan Allen. There are massive, massive comparisons. I was one of the first people to say this, and I actually got quite a lot of shit from Liverpool fans because they don't want to hear it. But I did say Klopp's the closest thing I've seen to Sir Alex in the Premier League since Sir Alex retired. He plays a similar brand of football. He likes his fullbacks to get forward. He likes people to get into the box. They have this, I mean, maybe not in the last year, but certainly the 2 years before that, they had this amazing ability to win games late on and go for it late in games, which is very Sir Alex way. He's got that sort of club manager mode where he doesn't just manage the team, he's the manages the club. I think there are big similarities, and also there are big similarities in what you've just said there. You know, Klopp did something that was very hard in a very, one club dominated league. He won the title with Dortmund against Bayern Munich. And I know it went a bit wrong after that, but he did still do that. And obviously Sir Alex did that with Aberdeen. Mark, did you see who Solihull Moors got in the FA Cup? Says Louis. No, I didn't. Let us know, Louis. Never liked the PE teacher talk, but post-match, Ollie sounds so confused and clueless. Even more annoying than performance because it shows that he will have no hope. You think Ronaldo will start to demand change, says Scholes. I think the players have got to try and do something. Their careers are on hold at the moment and they'll never win anything. Wigan! They've got Wigan. There you go. I don't even know what league they're in. Hi Mark, I'm not Conte in, but just wondering why you think he isn't a good fit, says Dominic. Conte plays a back five. I don't like a back five. I don't think it's the way to go for United. But change might be the way to go. United won't go anywhere near Conte. Whether we should go anywhere near Conte or not is not up to me. It's not up to you. United under the Glazers won't go near Conte because he's too volatile. I feel horrible. I know many British fans don't value us Indian fans, but United is a big part of me growing up and who I am. Call me Glory Hunter, but I can't think of supporters any football club. I love United, says Summerjat. No, you shouldn't be thinking about supporting any other club either. Stick with United. Hi Mark, I think Enrique or Zidane would be ideal for us, mainly because they bring in their own coaches and style. Only worry would be how they would get along with the board. What do you think, says NMCC. I would like either of those coaches if I had to, choose. Yes, I would. I quite like. I like the idea of Zidane because we know that Pogba wants to play for Zidane. We know that Ronaldo has performed under Zidane. I mean, Zidane is the most obvious choice, and United should be trying to do something about that, but they're not. They're not. Are you doing a Newcastle Spurs watch along? No, I chose to do this one. Newcastle are crap, and they will be a big club at some point, but they are crap. And Spurs are very boring, so it'll probably be 4-4. But no, I chose to do this because basically I've got a big show on the United Stand tonight. It's the Ollie out, Ollie in debate show. We've got Ricky back on the show as well, unless he's messaged me to say he's not doing it now. But see, he did say he was. So yeah, good. There we go. Yeah, he is on. Personally, says Nathan Allen, I'm bothered about not beating either of the top six because we drew against the Premier League and Champions and Chelsea lost to City and we didn't. I thought Chelsea played very well at Anfield against Liverpool. And I thought Liverpool did very well against Man City. The reality is I wouldn't change my. I can't wait to see what Ricky's going to say tonight. I wouldn't change my opinion on the on where I am with this, and that is that I think I predicted that City would win the league, so I'm not going to change my opinion. I'm going to stick with City winning the league, but it could be Chelsea, it could be Liverpool. By the way, Mark, Poch signed a 1-year extension till 2023, said Fame. That's quite a big bit of news there. So Pochettino will not be leaving in the summer. I don't think Pochettino will be the Man United manager anyway. And when you rise in the morning sun, I feel you touch my hands in the pouring rain. And the that's a rubbish run by Moyes. I'd just walk fast, David. He looks like he's running with a poo in his pants. He's like this. Thanks everyone for watching, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 558,000. We're just about to kick off the second half here. 0-0 at the moment. We wanted some goals. Let's hope we get some goals. I think it's teetering on the edge of some goals, but at the moment we haven't got any. Of course, if Everton don't lose, they move above Manchester United, which is amazing because I don't think... If you're an Everton fan... I mean, West Ham need to win this. The arrogance of some fans to rule out Liverpool already, who are 18 games unbeaten and playing quality football at the moment. Get real, says Em. I think this is a bit of a victim mentality from some Liverpool fans because I haven't heard anybody rule Liverpool out before a ball was kicked or during. I just think Liverpool fans don't like it that people didn't put them as favourites. But why would anybody who's not a Liverpool fan put you as favourites when last season you had a bad season? I think everyone knows Liverpool are capable of winning the league, but it was all about how will Liverpool bounce back from a bad season. And at the moment they bounce back very well. But I don't think anybody ever said Liverpool are... write Liverpool off, they're not going to be a title contender. I just think a lot of people didn't predict Liverpool to win the league because they were like, let's wait and see how Liverpool bounce back and how Van Dijk comes back. And at the moment, yeah, they're looking like a bloody title contender. I'm personally Ollie out, but I understand the board won't sack him. In the meantime, what can he do to right this ship? I think he's hit his ceiling. So Siri, good cross into the box there and for Everton from Damari Gray again. He's been very impressive again. What did you think of Manchester United fan representation on the overlap? Would you like to go on the overlap? Says Ovidal. I personally think the overlap is a bad idea, although I know a lot of you like it. I'm obviously somebody who does fan media, and I think that we've worked very hard in what we do, so that the fan opinion is almost front page at times. And I think sat in a studio in an audience whilst they're sat, it's a class thing for me. It's still Sky will say, well, we're making it about the fans and the pundits, but you're not, because you're putting the pundits on a pedestal and you're putting the fans in the audience, and then it's like, oh, that fan makes a good point. Put the microphone on him. Fan, what was that you said? Oh, that's an interesting point, fan. What do you think about that, King Gary or Jamie? And I think, a lot of people like that. And if you do like that, that's absolutely fine, because it's all about opinion. But for me, I don't think those pundits' opinions are any better than yours. I think as footballers, they're better than you because they've had amazing, respectable careers, and we should respect them for that. But I don't think they need to sit on a stage and be lauded up as the kings of opinion. I think they come out with some pretty bad opinions, as do I, as do you. But I don't like it. I don't see that those. I don't like the fact that it's like, oh, fan, get the microphone for fan there. It's like, it's a bit like Question Time, isn't it? I mean, you've got your MP sat at the front, and then you've got the audience, and you're second-class citizens. I don't like that. And I think Sky have been quite clever there, because they want to tap into the fan popularity, but they still want to keep it so that, no, this is the status quo. The media still runs the show with ex-players, and you lot can still be in the audience. But they've been very clever. I must applaud Sky for what they've done there. They've created something that's very popular, that makes people think, oh, it's fans talking to players, ex-players and pundits. But it's not. It is, but it's not. It's still, we're better than you. And as we know, these ex-players, it's not like they're 100% right with, really good opinion. They'll protect their mates in the industry and slag off people they don't like. Oh, Mourinho's not an ex-United player, so let's go in on him. Van Gaal's not an ex-United player, so let's go in. Ollie's playing the shittest football we've seen in years, but he's an ex-player and he's a mate. Let's not go in on him. It's bias. Are you worried about Newcastle potentially taking United's spot because Klopp has 3 years left and Klopp is the difference between United and Liverpool? Nathan, I'm not worried about Newcastle at the moment. I think Newcastle are a worry for any club that's not got a billionaire owner, but I think that's going to take... I can't see Newcastle being top 4 next year, so 3 years. Ollie's got more protection than Durex, says Melps. Paul Scholes said on the overlap that Chelsea aren't title contenders, but thinks United will be up there, and Ollie's the right man. Worst pundit than Owen. You know, the sad thing about Scholesy is one of my favourite ever players, 58 Go. Absolutely love him. Genius player. And I actually thought he was a brilliant pundit, because when we had Van Gaal in charge, he absolutely went in on Van Gaal, and I was Van Gaal out quite early, so I was like, oh, Scholesy knows his stuff. And then you see what he's like with Ollie, and it's like, I can't be doing with biased opinion. Biased, stubborn opinion is bad opinion. You know, you want somebody who's even-handed, and for the things that Scholesy said about Van Gaal, he should be saying it 10 times worse with Ollie, but he won't. And I think that's bias, and I don't. That's not what's best for United, is it? It's 0-0 here. There's no goal. Bayern are destroying Leverkusen. Gnabry makes it 4. Does anybody watch the Bundesliga? I mean, it's the most boring league in the world. Wayne List says Ten Hag, tactically astute, brings good coaches experience, but still hungry to prove himself. Says Wayne List. The sad thing is, I mean, United won't get rid of Ollie anyway, but they haven't got the ownership or idea to bring in the right coach anyway. United want a coach that basically falls into line and is a puppet to the Glazers. That's why Ollie's so good. My fantasy Premier League team was doing all right, Spyros, but unfortunately, Damari Gray and Antonio are 2 players I've got playing in this game, and a 0-0 is no good when you've got attackers. I'd rather it was 3-3 than 0-0, because I've got no defenders playing in this game, so I need some bloody goals. And if Iwobi could finish, I'd already have an assist for Damari Gray. That's got to be a goal! Oh, Rondon! Couldn't finish his dinner. It's a lovely cross by Andros Townsend. And he's just got to flick it in the bottom corner. And he's flicked it wide. Yes, he should score that. He should score this. It's a lovely cross by Andros Townsend. He's got enough on that to put it in the bottom corner. Everton have had 2 big chances here. But I was going to say that about Everton. If I was an Everton fan, if you look at the Premier League table at the moment with Everton, look at the Premier League table. I'll tell you. So Premier League table at the moment, Everton are currently 4th as it stands. If they draw this game, they go up to 15 points. If they don't, they drop down to 14 points. But Everton, if Everton found a way of winning this game, they'd have 17 points and be 2 off the top. How have Everton done that when they've got no Richarlison and no Richarlison or Calvert-Lewin? So I've got to say to Everton that as much as they've got a lot of points for where they, for how they're playing and who they're missing. So fair play to Benitez. In relation to West Ham, they need to start winning really, because their start to the season's been a bit mixed. I think in relation to West Ham, when they haven't got Mikel Antonio, they're in trouble. Thoughts on Brighton manager to Newcastle, and do you think Bruce will go after today? Yes, if they lose, Nathan, I think he'll go. Scholes said Chelsea got the worst defence. I've done that one from OS. Oh no, he says they've got the worst defence of the top 3. The next day, United conceded 4 goals in one game. Chelsea have only conceded 3 all season. Oh, God. That's from OS. Another corner here for West Ham. All this talk about Newcastle, you can have all the money in the football, but it depends on how the money is spent. Look at Klopp and Liverpool spent well, says Aidan. And if Southgate got the United job, would you legitimately stop watchalongs? I wouldn't blame you. I'd take a long walk off a short piers as Karen took the kids. I wouldn't do watchalongs if we got Gareth Southgate. United's border like get Southgate. I couldn't. Whatever about Ollie, I think Southgate's worse. I just couldn't do with Southgate as a Man United manager. Who looks most likely to score, Johnny? I'd still say West Ham. But going back to that question from Aidan about, money doesn't matter if you don't spend it well. Yes and no. I think that in the case of Newcastle, let's see what happens here. He's done all right. I think in the case of Newcastle, they've got so much money, they'll just keep spending. If you think about Man City, it didn't always work out. Look through Man City's history. They had people like Adebayor, Robinho. They've brought so many players in, and it's the sheer volume of money that Newcastle will spend that will provide them with success. Some clubs, we've got 100 million, it's got to work. With Newcastle, they've got hundreds of millions of pounds that they can just pump in and pump in. And if one manager doesn't work, they'll sack him and get another one in. And if he doesn't work, they'll get another one in. And if one right back doesn't work for 50 million, they can buy another one. So Newcastle will be successful through sheer volume of money. Daniel Kirk says, Gary Neville on the overlap, United would win the league with Kane and not Ronaldo because Kane works harder. Thoughts? Yeah, but look at Gary Neville's managerial career at Valencia. I mean, I would never want Gary Neville to be Manchester United manager. I think he's a very good pundit at times, but I don't think he's a good. I don't think his tactics are going to be great. It's not like he's studied the game like Pep Guardiola. I mean, his best Man United 11 was McTominay and Pogba with Bruno, and then Greenwood, Cavani, and Ronaldo on the wing. Have you watched Ronaldo? I mean, you've actually been paid to watch Ronaldo. You've done Champions League games with Ronaldo playing, and you put him on the wing. Harry Kane spends most of his time playing as a bloody CDM at the moment. Anyway, he's deeper than deeper than the ocean, isn't he? But I think Gary Neville's got shares in Harry Kane because he never shuts up about Harry Kane. I'm sure Gary Neville said that Harry Kane trying to leave Spurs was a good thing, but if Pogba tries to leave United, he's public enemy number one. Look, all I would say to that is everyone's entitled to an opinion. If you're asking me, if I'm managing a football club, do I want Cristiano Ronaldo up front or do I want Harry Kane up front? I ain't even bloody waiting. It's Ronaldo. I haven't seen the Icardi story deep. No. Nice little ball. Everton on the break here. Playing Damari Gray. What a shit pass. Yeah, put your hands on your head. Townsend, that was crap. Oh, Antonio, mistake by Alan. Starting to get a bit ragged here. Dylan says he can't wait for Ricky's return. Yeah, looking forward to it tonight. It'll be a good show on the United stand. Do 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 do. Don't talk on Harry Kane, says Richard Stevens. Thoughts on Hartlepool? Absolutely nothing. West Ham. It's going to be bloody 0-0 this, isn't it? It's going to be 0-0. Please subscribe, by the way. We're only 10 subscribers away from 558,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. You're very welcome on the channel. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're doing Arsenal Palace tomorrow. And we're doing Liverpool Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. We're then doing Arsenal Villa on Friday. And Chelsea Norwich on Saturday lunchtime. So 4 watch-alongs in the next 6 days. If you want to tune in, this is the place to be. Everybody's welcome. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. I've been seeing a lot of Ronaldo slander the past 24 hours from our fan base. I think it's completely unfair. Well, I'm going to do a section on Ronaldo tonight on the show. I've got a few topics to discuss. It's going to be a cracker on the United stand. The return of Ricky. It's going to be good. Thanks for subscribing, Graham. Who are you doing on Wednesday? I'll be on United stand, Luca, on Wednesday because it'll be United against Atalanta. So I'm just talking about this channel. Will Football Manager and 11 PM streams return, Mark, says Nathan. Yes, they will. I've just got to find the game to do at 11 PM. Who's this Ricky bloke, says Anthony Mullen. You'll find out. He's been off for a few weeks. Is this United stand, Ricky? You won't know him if you've not been on the United stand. Tight game this. I think it's getting to that point now with half an hour to go. I think both teams are sort of like, we've got to get at least a point out of this. Daniel says, I feel hopeless as a Man United fan. I just feel sick of it. I mean, there's Richarlison. I mean, Everton need him back. They do need him back. And Calvert-Lewin. I mean, you imagine adding Richarlison and Calvert-Lewin to this Everton team. It's going to make a massive amount of difference. Here is Everton. Cross. There's people in the box if you can get it. It's another corner. My God, 3 Everton players tackling themselves there, but Decore's got it on the wing. Cross comes in, cleared away. And he's... Antonio clears it. It hurts to see Ronaldo getting slandered when he gave everything to the club and is let down by the coaches, setup and teammates, says me. Well, I said that on the United stand this morning, that if I was a United player, I wouldn't be I wouldn't be happy with people like Gary Neville or others blaming it on the players when it's all about the tactics. And start, bench, drop, Blend, Kante, one-legged De Bruyne, Fred. This is Callum. Oh, I'm not doing that, Callum. Thanks for the super chat. It doesn't make any sense. Drop, start, bench, drop, blind, Kante, one-legged De Bruyne, Fred. Oh, I see what you mean. I said Blind. I thought you meant Danny Blind. I thought there was a comma there. A blind Kante, a one-legged De Bruyne, or Fred. I see what you. Nice one. Nice one. I get the joke now. I read it as Daily Blind. Everton have actually had more attempts on target, more attempts on goal than West Ham. Only 1 each on target. Yeah, United don't need a striker, basically. Somebody just said it here. Yeah, Turtle says, I don't understand this United need a striker bullshit. We've tried the hold-up play Martial, the energy of Cavani, young, strong number 9 in Greenwood, and the all-rounder Ronaldo, and it still doesn't work. Exactly. We've tried absolutely every striker there is, and the reality is none of them get the service. So, yeah, United don't need a striker. They need a style of play. I didn't watch this Wolves game, Azad. I didn't realise that Villa were 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go and lost 3-2. That's such a horrible way to lose a game, that, because it's inexcusable, isn't it? United's position in the table at the moment is I think we're currently down to 6th with Everton drawing. We need West Ham to win to stay in 5th, but if Everton and Spurs win, United go behind on the table. If Arsenal win, United are only 1 point ahead. Given the current schedule, are United in danger of missing on top 4, says Carl. Well, no, you're not in danger of missing out on top 4, because if you think about it, Mourinho got sacked in December. We were nowhere near top 4 and we still nearly got it. I mean, there's a lot of football still to play, and I think that the only thing you can say in October that you're out of is the title race, because you know for a fact that Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool are going to win a lot of games. So United are out of a title race. They're out of a title race. I'll argue that with anybody. But we're not out of a top 4 race, because there isn't going to be a team other than Chelsea, Man City and Liverpool that are going to be ridiculously consistent. So 4th place is up for grabs. It should be United with the squad we've got, but it's up for grabs. And Arsenal are not going to win 10 games in a row. Spurs are not going to win 10 games in a row. Leicester aren't going to do it. West Ham aren't going to do it. Everton aren't going to do it, because they've all got to play each other. So top 4, 4th place will be up for grabs for most of the season, even if United do badly. But the title's gone. Hi Mark, where do you think Van der Beek would go in January? Also, wouldn't it be crazy if Ollie gets the sack and Van der Beek flourishes under a new manager? It probably would happen, Shivam, if they got rid of him. Ollie, how many games before the penny drops with the board will they allow Ollie to take us out of the top 4 this season and play Europa again, says Andy Harris? It's the fact that the board don't realise, the board don't understand football. They just don't. So, all these people who go, why have the board not realised we're not playing good football? Because they don't. I have seen the Batman trailer, Prima, actually, just for a moment. I have seen the Batman trailer. I mean, it's trending #1 on YouTube. So, but I'm a massive fan of the original Batman with Christian Bale, and I will watch it. I'm not going to pretend I'm not watching it because it's not Christian Bale, but I'm not. I don't know. I suppose Batman's a bit like, I think what they've done, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with James Bond now Daniel Craig has stopped doing them. But the great thing about James Bond is they just reinvent the same character, don't they? It's almost like your own story as James Bond, and then we start it again with a new James Bond, and there's no continuity of character. I suppose Batman is lending itself to that, because I'm old enough to remember Michael Keaton. Some people probably remember George Clooney doing it, or Val Kilmer. We then had Christian Bale. We're now going to have Pattinson. And the reality is they're all their own Batmans, aren't they? There has a section about Maguire as our captain in your show. He's error-prone. Enrique, Tuchel or Klopp will not have him in their team. I will put that in. That's gone in for you. Thank you for the super chat. Oni, that is in there because of your super chat. Thank you very much. We will talk about Maguire. This is looking like a 0-0, says RMC. Yeah, 20 minutes to go. Ryan Thomas, it's not a spoiler that Daniel Craig's not doing another James Bond, mate. Where do you think Mendy among the best keepers, says Gabriel? I think Mendy's fantastic, but look, that's what... It's not the positive I want, but David De Gea this season has been world class as well. I think that, it's a shame really that Mendy's winning points for Chelsea to be in a title race, and De Gea's winning man of the match but conceding 4. How what does that say to you if your keeper's man of match and you've conceded 4 goals? Like, that we should have conceded 8? Yeah, probably right. No, Maguire's defending on the Daka goal. I hadn't even seen it until I saw the clip today. He just sort of jumps on the spot. I mean, he was never fit for that game. And we evidenced that in his performance, but he could never be fit for that game. If you're not a United fan and you don't know the story, Ollie does his press conference on Friday lunchtime and says, Harry's only trained this morning for the first time on grass. And then he picks him at 3 o'clock the next day. Like, you're picking a player that's trained once after a bad injury. And you've got Eric Bailly on the bench who's quick. And you're playing against the quick striker. The idiocy is just unbelievable. I haven't heard about the Icardi incident, no. Given Liverpool's start to the season, how many years do you think that squad has left in them? Personally, I think this would be the last for them, says Overdell. You know what? I don't know. I don't know the age of Mane and Salah. It's not something I've ever thought about. Liverpool's problem, even before they won the Champions League and the Premier League, and it actually ended up not being a problem, is I was like, they don't seem to have anything beyond if Mane and Salah get injured. But been very poor lately, Mark. But just a quick one to say thanks for the content. Oh, very poorly lately, says the Royal Mail X. So I hope you're doing well, mate, now. And sorry to hear that. Content has got me through the last week. Much love. Well, I hope you're on the mend now, Royal Mail X. And thank you very much for the super chat. Both Salah and Mane are 29. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? You know, look at Ronaldo, 36. You can keep playing at quite a high level. But I think, yeah, Liverpool will... Oh, Antonio's down here. What he's done here. Let's have a look. Can't tell. No, it's a foot injury. It's not a face injury. What do you think should happen for Ollie to lose his job? I can't read what it's Dennis there. I think if he loses against Liverpool, you've got to sack him. And I don't think he will lose his job. I think we've become desensitised. I think if this was Mourinho, he would be out. But I think we've become desensitised to... I think Ollie has just desensitised the whole fan base. But I would sack him if he lost to Liverpool. Yeah. Because it'd be 1 point from 12. And we're meant to be challenging for a title. It's relegation form. Get out. But I don't think we will lose to Liverpool. I think we'll draw, which isn't good enough. I mean, that's still only 2 points from 12. I mean, you know, when you look at it like that, I'm saying if we lose to Liverpool, he's got to go because that's 1 point from 12. If we draw with Liverpool, it's 2 points from 12. I mean, it's really got to beat Liverpool, haven't you? So, I mean, Bleach says, "Wow, nah, mate, this is. I don't want it to happen. I want us to beat Liverpool. But if he loses to Liverpool, I think he's got to go. I guarantee you he would be gone at Chelsea. He might have already be gone at Chelsea. He'd already be gone at Chelsea, to be honest with you. But Man City would get rid of him as well. Bad results and bad luck are one thing. Bad results and no identity are something else. Do you think Brighton could finish top 6? There's no one special. No. No, I don't. I don't think it's possible for a club like Brentford or Brighton to finish in the top 6. Jim White. Well. Oh, it's gone wide. Is that a corner? Or is he giving a foul on Pickford? No, he's not. Jim White, slow sports news. New contract for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. After losing 5-0 to Liverpool, Manchester United's board are 100% behind him and say they're on the right path. Buy your new Manchester United Ronaldo shirt, especially for Christmas. Could happen. Could happen. And they've scored! West Ham have scored from the controversial corner. West Ham have scored. It's Agbonna with the goal. And there was some controversy about whether it should have been a corner. Pickford was not happy. Felt he'd been fouled by Antonio. Well, this, from the resulting corner, Agbonna has put it in. And Pickford, who sometimes it's confusing to see if he's actually mad raising his arms because he's got such little Tyrannosaurus Rex arms. But that's just a front post header that I think Declan Rice is trying to claim it. No, he's not. I thought Declan Rice... It's Agbonna who scores it. And it's 1-0 to West Ham. Big win that is if they get it. Very big win. Any old iron, any old iron. Any old iron. I've got to check something on Instagram here. I mean, this is just hilarious if it's true. It's hard to tell, but it's 1-0 to West Ham. What does that mean for the league, Goldie? Well, that means that West Ham go to 14 points if they win. Level with Everton and United. But Agbonna with the goal. Everton have got to go for it now. No, I didn't get any fantasy Premier League points. Let me just check this on Insta. Player's just gone down injured. Let me have a look. Somebody just told me this on Instagram. You've got to check this out on Instagram. Let's check it. Oh my God. Mason Greenwood has actually put a picture on Instagram saying we go again. That is I am going to tweet something. I mean, I love Mason Greenwood. I'm going to tweet something. Bowen got the assist for West Ham, by the way. We'll definitely be talking about that. Social media FC. How can you put pictures of yourself scoring a goal in a game where you get smashed 4-2 and say we go again? It's just not... the thing is, though, I don't feel guilty for saying it, even though some people don't agree with it. I don't feel guilty for saying it because I was brought up with Roy Keane as the captain of Manchester United. And I can guarantee you now, if Roy Keane was captain of Manchester United and a Man United player put a picture out saying we go again, he'd go around their house and ram that phone somewhere where the sun doesn't shine. Like, it's the leadership, isn't it? It's just absolute individual social media FC. Like, that who does that serve a purpose for? It doesn't make any bloody sense, does it? it's ill-advised and stupid. But it's about brand, isn't it? You've got to boost your brand. You've got to turn it in. You know, what? Take a week off until we win a game and then put a post out. But it's a reflection of weak management again. That they don't care. Maybe Ollie and Carricky told him to do it. Says Mason Reid. Look, I love Mason Green. I think he's a generational talent, but I can't be inconsistent here. Let's be honest. If that was Harry Maguire, I'd go absolutely mad. So I can't not do it for players I like Greenwood or Bruno or anything like that. I think it's shocking. I really do. And it's a problem with the football club. But you know what? The Glazers and Ed Wood would probably love it because it's more interaction. He's wearing a United shirt. We might sell a shirt with Greenwood on it. I think he is a generational talent. You can laugh your head off all you like. Do I think we're getting the best out of his talent? No, I think Mason Greenwood's playing the same way he played when he was 17. I don't think we're developing him as a footballer. I think he's just an individual generational talent that's doing his own things and could be way better. I think if Greenwood was playing under Pep or Klopp, he'd be even better than he is. I just think he's, I don't think Rashford's any better. I don't think Rashford's been developed. I think he's a good player. I think Greenwood's a good player, but I think they're just playing off their own steam. They're not being coached well. Joshua says the players feel entitled due to lack of discipline. There's no accountability, you're right. Anyway, we have got 10 minutes to go in this game. Can Everton get back into it? West Ham, this will be a very good win for West Ham. I don't think Everton can have any complaints. And Antonio's going to keep this in, surely. He has. Well done. He gets up as well. What work by Antonio. Strength as well. They'll love this. And good tackle there. Thank you, Mark. As a United fan, I enjoy all of your post-match analysis. Much love from Malaysia, says Salish. Thank you very much for the super chat there. Greenwood's a fantastic player. I won't have it any other way. The goal he scored yesterday was ridiculous. But I want to see him developed by a decent coach where he's, playing good football. Where he's not always looking to get the shot off, where he's giving and going and getting the ball back in a better situation. Because, some people say, well, why should Mason Greenwood put a cross into the box for Ronaldo? Well, because he's a wide player, he should do that. But I also think sometimes if he gives it and then gets it back in a better situation, he gets a better shot, doesn't he? I think he's a ridiculously talented player. We're doing an Ollie out/in show tonight, The Real G. We're going to be live on the United Stand. It's going to be a massive show. Make sure you tune in. It's going to be a bumper show as well. Linus says, I love your career mode. That's back tomorrow. I mean, my career mode's not going well, but it's still going better than Ollie. Nathan says, people and pundits are saying Salah is the best player in the world now because of his stats are better than Ronaldo and Messi. Yeah, but why weren't they saying it 3 weeks ago, mate? I've always been quite complimentary of Salah. I think that Salah's a fantastic player. I don't think he gets the credit he deserves. The show tonight will be on the United Stand. It's going to be a bumper show, so it might start it at 7 and go 7 till 9, or we'll do 8 till 10, but I'm tempted just to start it a bit earlier. We'll see. Mark, Foden or MG? Let's see if you're deluded, says Leskip Bayliss. I think they're very different players. I think they should be both playing in the same team. It's like the person who said Benzema or Salah. You can say I'm deluded, but why do you compare players that are completely different? It's like saying who's better, Trent Alexander-Arnold or Andy Robertson. One's a right back, one's a left back. If you're going to compare players, try and do it based on similarities. They don't even play in the same bloody position. So, I think Greenwood's going to be a centre forward. Foden's not. Greenwood plays off the right. Foden's more of a centre left player. You're comparing completely different players. 8 minutes to go here. Fantastic win for West Ham. I'll tell you what it does though. If West Ham do win, Everton have still had a reasonable start to the season, and West Ham get themselves right in the race again for, top 6. Leicester have won. It starts to get very congested, especially if Spurs win as well. Got loads of teams sort of flirting around that 4th spot. When you're uploading the latest career episodes to YouTube, miss the stream, so enjoy them. Keep up the great work, mate, Jack. Tomorrow, I'll put the next episode up tomorrow because that will catch you up anyway, and then the next Twitch stream is tomorrow. So yeah. Running down the wing, Air United sing, Viva Ronaldo. I don't think Newcastle Spurs will be a very good game. I don't even know why Newcastle Spurs is hyped. Spurs are one of the most boring teams in the world, and Newcastle are shite. Might be a good game in 5 years. But what I would say about that game is I think if Spurs beat Newcastle, they'll sack Bruce. So who would be the next manager for Newcastle at this stage? Would they go for Conte? Would Conte go there? They could go for a big Sam Allardyce to keep them up. Lampard. Yeah, I mean, Lampard might be a good first manager for Newcastle, you know, because he'll never be the manager that wins them titles, but he's not a terribly bad first manager to bring in, is he? I mean, who was Man City's first manager after Mark Hughes? I should remember this because their history is not that deep, but I can't remember who their first... I mean, I know they had Did they go straight to Mancini after Hughes? They had Mancini, I know they had Pellegrini, and obviously Pep. Have they had anybody else? Somebody just said Ericsson. No, they didn't have Ericsson when they had money. After Ollie, who, Zidane, what will your preference be, says Shivam. Well, we'll talk about that tonight. I've got loads of topics for the show tonight. It's going to be a cracking show on the United stand. And also, hey Mark, love the content, mate, truly, but the Premier League is finished if Pep signs Haaland. United fans got to realise the fact that the fish stinks there from the head, says Chris. Thank you very much. Another corner for West Ham here. And nearly another goal. Antonio's got his hands on his head. No, it wasn't Antonio, actually. It was Agbonna. And it just goes wide. Hi, Mark. How are you, mate? And how is Seb? It's good, thanks, Eddie. Been on an autumn walk today, collecting leaves, because he's got to do a picture tomorrow at school. So we're collecting leaves. Asking who the better talent, like you can say Pedri is a better talent than Vinicius despite playing in different positions, but avoiding the questions as it all, says Liskip. Who's the better talent? Greenwood. I don't care if 90% of you disagree with me. You ask me a question, I'll give you the answer. I'm not scared of giving my opinion. And I'm not really bothered if you think Foden's better anyway. You ask me the question, I'll give you the answer that you don't like, and then you'll try and ridicule it. But it won't change my opinion. So, jog on. Mason is only 19. Why get annoyed at a post? We've got bigger fish to fry, says Daniel Kirk. I don't know what you're talking about, Daniel. And Mancini was the next manager for Man City, yes. So, does Lampard measure up to that? 5 minutes to go. What I do find funny about Greenwood is that Man United lose a game 4-2 and it's like Greenwood's crap. But it's like, did you see what Mason Greenwood did yesterday? Like, is it Mason Greenwood's fault that we lost yesterday? Like, he scored a goal that not many people can do. It was a world-class goal, and then yet you've got people saying, oh, Greenwood's overrated. He's literally just yesterday scored a world-class goal, an individual goal of his own ability, and people are going, he's not even that good. And it's like, I don't really get that sort of thing. Yes, Man United played shit yesterday. Yes, Man United are crap. Yes, Man City are way better than United, and Pep's a way better coach. But Mason Greenwood scored a brilliant goal yesterday. It's not, you can't sit there and say he's Pepe. Like, he actually is a fantastic talent. I just don't think we're getting the best out of him because I don't think he's being coached that well. I'd love to see Greenwood coached by Pep or Greenwood coached by Klopp because I think he'd go to the next level. The advantage I would agree with about Foden is that imagine Foden under Ollie. He'd be screwed. If Greenwood was with Pep and Foden was with Ollie, we wouldn't even be having this chat. We'd just say Greenwood because Ollie wouldn't have a bloody clue. Look what he's done to Sancho. Ollie wouldn't know what to do with Foden. He'd be like, can you run fast? No. Can you take a player on and shoot from 30 yards? No. Oh, you're no good to me. Foden under Ollie would be crap. Not because he's a crap player, but... Oh, good save by Pickford. I can see you. What are you doing? You're not on the naughty step, are you? Oh. England are so lucky to have Foden, Greenwood and Saka. Too bad they have Southgate, such a defensive coach, says Carl Jan. And Premier League fans laughed at Werner and Havertz last season. Sancho moves to United in this season and everyone is silent about how bad he is. Why? Is that because they're from Germany, Dennis, do you think? Another corner for West Ham here. Everton need the ball at the other end. I think ultimately Everton are losing this game because they're just toothless. Do you think with Ollie disgraceful game management, can Sancho or Ahmad have a good future at United? Nah, mate. Salish, I said this at the start of the season. There is no... We've got Hannibal, we've got Alanga, we've got Ahmad. We've got some really talented young players. They've got no chance of getting any minutes at United. You know, Van der Beek can't get minutes. Sancho can't start. Lingard can't start. Martial can't start. Cavani can't start. What chance have you got of it as an unknown development player? No chance. I mean, what's the point of him saying we go again? We have real problems to solve. Social media is just modern times, says Daniel Kirk. I think it's a generational thing, Daniel Kirk. I think you make a good point. Some of us get very irritated by players posting we go again, we try again. The younger generation don't. I get that, you know. Was it a foul on Pickford? Well, the ref said no. And they scored from the corner. Mark, just wanted to get a sense of whether you still think there'll be a boy that can swim faster than a shark. Says Alfred. I like the reference office. Are Liverpool a one-man team? Says Angus. No, come on. I'm a little bit disappointed by this game because I've got Gray and Antonio and neither of them got any points for me today. Do you have door knobs or door handles in your house? Says Ethan Johnson. Handles, I think. Yeah, handles, yeah. Everton with the cross. That's a goal kick. He's kept it in. Coleman. Bang! Oh, it was Damari Gray and he blocked it with his backside. Bonner. He's been a thorn in my side. And that was the chance for Damari Gray. 4 minutes added on, but that's a great block by Bonner. He's got to be man of the match. Oh, it wasn't Bonner, it was Zuma. It was Zuma. What a block. What a signing. Good player, Zuma. I mean, I understand why Chelsea sold him, but I think he's a good player, Zuma. I'm a United fan, and Foden is incredibly clear, says Liskip. You're not a United fan at all. You're speaking out your arse, mate. I love people when they lie and do that to try and make the point. I'm a United fan, so it must be true. Maguire's getting a lot of pelters at the moment. Look, I think Harry Maguire's a good centre-back, but let's be honest, his time at United has been questionable at times. Here's Townsend. He needs to whip this cross. Doesn't win the corner, and West Ham keep it in. And Antonio's done well, and he's given a free kick. Still 2 minutes to go. Yeah, make sure you tune in to the United Stand tonight. We might even start at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a bumper show on the United Stand tonight. The big Ollie in debate. It's looking like a big win for West Ham here. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Remember, we are going to be doing the Crystal Palace Arsenal game tomorrow. Liverpool Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. Arsenal Villa on Friday, and then Chelsea Norwich on Saturday lunchtime. So they're the next watch-alongs. We'll also have the FIFA Career Mode highlights shows going up through the week as well as normal. And yeah, make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 560,000. Of course, this is the channel for everybody. It's not a club-specific channel. It's for everybody. I think we're probably going to start at 7 o'clock tonight, Roy, and go for 2 hours instead of a 1 hour show. How come Chelsea Norwich? Because it's a 12:30 kickoff. It's the televised 12:30 game, and I'm out Saturday night, so I can't do the 5:30. 15 seconds to go. Mark, with all due respect, I'm not going to answer that, let's skip. I think with all due respect, we're bored of your comments and you're not dominating the chat. So, here's Antonio. Can he get me a goal? No. Ref's going to let it go. He's gone over 10 seconds here. Slips it into Rondon. He's got no idea what he's doing. And he wins the corner late on. It's a late corner for Everton. The referee's going to let them take it. Moyes ain't happy. Threefold pass as Goldbridge is doing 2 Arsenal watch-alongs to make himself feel better. I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal won them both, Villa and Palace. They should, you know, as much as I think Arteta's building something, I think that they should be expecting to win both those games. Anyway, last kick of the game. It's a corner for Everton. In it goes, heads it over the bar from Godfrey, and that's the full-time whistle. Moyes will be very happy. Benitez needs to get his strikers back, but that's a big win for West Ham. In the context of the Premier League table, it puts West Ham up to 6th. Joint with Everton and Manchester United on 14 points. 4th place is Brighton at the moment with 15 points. 17 points for Man City, 18 points for Liverpool in 2nd, and 19 for Chelsea. But Man United stay in 5th, but they're joint now with West Ham and Everton on 14. If Spurs beat Newcastle, they leapfrog all of them and go to 5th place themselves with 15 points. Spurs against Newcastle coming up. Newcastle, new owners, same manager. Same team, still in the bottom 3 with 3 points. Massive game for Newcastle. I think Spurs will get the win. But make sure you tune in on the United Stand tonight. We're going to be live from 7 o'clock with a bumper Ollie in-out debate. We've got the return of Ricky. It's going to be a cracking show. I'll speak to you at 7 o'clock on the United Stand. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care.